We return on MCRP to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, where after 11 races, BPNR is set to solidify the 12-man chase grid for their 8th season on NR 2003. Charlotte Motor Speedway, the regular season finale, and best shall be Honor the Fallen, Coca-Cola 150, 150 miles, 100 laps ahead of us. Whilst qualifying is ongoing, take a look at the point standings. 5 drivers have clinched their spots into chase based on points, so that leaves the other 5 and within the top 10 having to point their way in. The less the least comfy is William Gregory, who only 16 points above Alexander Hunt. And William Viola holds the guaranteed wildcard spot after 3 wins, and Nicholas Bedimlik holding his second one for his one race win from Dover. We're going to talk a lot about points during this happy hour, so trying to get y'all give y'all the context of how much can go either right or wrong depending on the driver as we set upon the regular season finale. So qualifying has concluded. Dunlap Pratt, who's already clinched the regular season championship, wins pole, gets himself, I believe, another playoff points from doing that. And Lau a front row start. Good job for him. It'll be Alexander Hunt, Jolene Sims in row 2, with Cole Rodriguez and Joshua Clements, row 3. William Viola and Harry Crawford make up row 4, with Daniel Rodriguez and Zach Armstrong, row 5. Skylar Den and Dylan Legrand in row 6, with Juko Shunome and Roman Gonzalez, row 7. Then it is Tyler Aziz and Dragons, row 8, followed by Jelani Hobble and Brandon Carter, row 9. Row 10 has Thomas Troxel and TT Weeding. Row 11 occupied by Rosa de la Cruz and Carl Childress. 23rd, Cameron McGilvery's final driver's set lap time. Well, it is Stephen Gibson, I believe, and William Gregory also. Not saying lap times. I believe there's only 2 drivers who are also participating, so that should make a 25-car grid for tonight's event. So, lots of points to talk about. It's gonna get pretty messy. Like I mentioned, 5 drivers already clinched their spots. Technically 6, because William Viola has his wild card secured. No one could top him on the win charts. So that leaves the other half of the 12-man grid yet to be decided. So, William Gregory, he didn't qualify, so he's going to be starting in the rear. He only has 16 points of comfort room compared to Alexander Hunt, which that 49, driver number 49, has the opposite effect. He got a really good qualifying spot, gives himself the early track position at the start. So, once we tally up points, the 49 should be in to occupy the 10th and final spot and points. So that is a battle worth watching for. Cars 30 and 49 battling for who makes the top 10 in points. Another driver to look out for, kind of just a I don't know. The 14 of Tyler Aziz, guaranteed into the chase. It's just a matter of whether he makes it on points or if he falls back on his wild card. He did win at Indianapolis, so he does have the wild card to fall back on if he falls outside the top 10. And if he keeps himself within top 10, that would mean Nicholas Bedimlik would hold the final wildcard spot with this one win, but he's not exactly comfy. So, I had this note down. I was gonna point out Kirsten Bell and Landon Laubeck, who who both of them also have one race win this season, but neither of them are here, so that's a wash. And it's also impossible for Bedimlik to outpoint Talazis. That would matter anyway, because the 66 is also not here, so that leaves with the ultimate ultimatum. So, mathematically, 14s on down cannot point their way into the top 10. But they can still win this race. And as long as they're within the top 20 and have outpointed Nicholas Bedimlik, that driver can steal that final wild card. So, gonna be, get points up again. So, Alexander Hunt is the only other driver to point the way in. Meanwhile, Wade Trawick is opting not to race for the remainder of the season, and Brandon Carter is realistically ineligible to point his way in. So he, along with drivers like Skylar Den, Dylan Negron, Zach Armstrong, Thomas Truxell, Juko Shiranome, those drivers can still have the potential to win this race and get that wild card. Now, of those drivers, they gotta, think about it actually. So Zach Armstrong, Legrand, Dan, Carter, all of them are already ahead of Bedimlik, so there's no issue for them. At least that's what after qualifying as predicted. So Truxell, Shiranome currently still behind the number 66 on points. If either of those two win, they also gotta get more points in their hands to get that wild card for themselves. Just a lot of scenarios to really take account for. Just a matter of who wins and if they can outpoint the number 66. 66 opted for a Provo, so that means he sits at 318 points. Just a matter of if these drivers can outpoint them. And this race, finally not getting into points. Being patriotic, got a good amount of patriotic schemes going on, as this is barely within what I would classify the Memorial Week. And well, the Coca-Cola 600, the actual one, is this weekend, Sunday, so almost good timing. I'd say it's within that race week. So 100 laps, Charlotte, BDMC. If you watch the Budweiser race, then you kind of get a similar motif as the pretty much the same geometry, setup, all that. It's just they added a choose cone for this specific version because BPNR likes to be special. Got 3 minutes left in happy hour. Each drivers putting in their last laps here. Practicing pit lane. In the event they have green flag pit stops. Just these drivers have to be adaptive. Whether it be a caution fest or a long run. Which will require green flag pit stop, they had to be at the top of their game. This is the final race of the regular season. Only 12 people can qualify for the postseason. 6 spots have already been secured, so that leaves 6 people remaining to get their spots. But realistically, as the order stands from qualifying, Harry Crawford and I believe Daniel Rodriguez are comfortably in the chase, so they're sitting 6 and 7, 72 and 69 points above the cutoff, respectively. So all they really need to do is just stay on track and stay out of trouble. Meanwhile, there's nothing really to talk about in regards to the regular season championship. Della Prez already have that secured, but there's still a tight battle for second. Currently, Joshua Clements has the second place spot over Jolene by 21 points, and only one more point behind is Cole Rodriguez, and then Lana Lau another 3 points back. So four drivers, and that is 25 points to get second place in the regular season. The higher you finish in the regular season, the more playoff points you get to determine your seeding for the chase for season number 8. For Dylan Pride, he already has a comfy margin, but whoever gets second out of this wants to have as many points as they can, especially tonight, so they can set themselves up to go full push in the chase races. Every point is going to matter. Got 25 seconds left. Don't know what we're waiting on. Yeah, it should be 25 people taking the green flag. Good healthy field for Charlotte. 100 laps. It's going to be likely it's definitely going to be a two-stop race. Just at very minimum, you see drivers pit at trying to go to lap 33, exactly 1/3 of the way through. Some people could push it a couple extra laps, maybe to 35, 36. The most I've seen was an IFAR where Giambononi ended up going 38 laps, I believe, so that was really stretching it, but he ended up making that work when that long run came for 100 laps out of their 200. We're not doing that egregious amount of laps this time, but still something to note in case these drivers want to change things up with their strategy. But it should be race time and give me one final chance to look through the stuff. Sure everything on my end is good. Alright, we're doing full pace lap apparently. Well, I could see why this is Zach's server, so DXRA had that server and it was a short track at North Wilkesboro. Not yesterday, 2 days ago, it was Sunday night, so full pace lap is turned on for North Wilkesboro just to help reduce the stack ups that come with trying to pull off it and going green within a span of 15 seconds. So pace car rolls off and it's going to be a little longer of a pace lap than you would imagine, but yep, it just help sell the mood for what's to come at Charlotte's Motor Speedway. Today's race is going to be 100 laps. The 105 you see on the ticker is for overtime purposes. It's going to be cut physics and 2x spare per the usual. So 2 stops if you're the one driver to save. I say one, but there's multiple people who could easily do that, given their reputation at this variant. But if you don't know what you're doing, then 3 stops is your goal. So, coming off turn number 4, base car shall dive in. Regular season champion Dun LaPrade versus Lane Lau. two drivers clinch into the chase, but that doesn't mean they can play nice to each other into the restart zone. We are green, and from Charlotte, already a wheel spin for the number 99. And that immediately gave Leopard the clear to move up, get the best arc into turn 1. And that's going to be a reset. Got Gibson and Childress in the back. So they didn't make it lap 1. Drivers were stacking up with cold tires, trying to play cautious with each other on the initial start, especially at turn 1. So get that reset out of the way. But unfortunately, we got to sit through another minute for the full pace lap.
Drivers, to your cars.
So that's our reset. And let's let allowance be merciful like he usually is. Do not expect any more resets from here on out. Got 20 seconds still. Nice healthy field of 25 cars waiting to roll off and begin racing.
Drivers, start your engines.
I've been noticing something with Gibson with BPNR, as I have nothing else to talk about. He barely does any practice, and he opts not to qualify, so I don't know what his plan is. Maybe he's just pulling the AGT strat like that driver does in IFR typically. Just wants to start last, give himself a bit more of a challenge. He's already clinched. No, actually not. He is, as for him starting back here, he's only 39 points above the cut line. Although I don't think that's correct because it's marking him as a DNS. It did not start. Try this again. 100 laps ahead of us. 2x wear. And cut physics and overtime is also an option if there's a caution in the final few laps. I have to reset this camera. It's going to be LaPrade and Lyle who will lead us to the green flag. Chevrolet and Dodge, followed by Chevrolet and a Ford. And row 2, 150 miles. And we are green once more at Charlotte. Much better start for the 99, but still the 3 gets clear. Just gonna watch back here in case they wreck. 3 right back here. Rosa de la Cruz trying to take advantage of the slow Thomas Troxel. Gibson already trying to make headway after starting in the back. Got multi-groove action at the 1.5 mile facility. It's going to be LaPrade who leads the opening lap. Now tucks in for second. And gonna be Jolene in third. Amazon Hunt following LaPrade around the track, trying to stay amongst the top 10 at very minimum. He needs to outpoint William Gregory to get into the top 10. He was able to do so based on his qualifying run, but with 17 points, anything can still happen. Oh, they're gonna break in the back. And I believe that's... Yep, there's caution, feels frozen, just a little late on that. Be Gregory and McGarry's, both of them spinning. At the front straightaway, it is field frozen. If my mouse wants to work, I can see why. Hang on, I have to. It's a wireless mouse. It's a little funky. It is really funky. Okay. Here's Gregory. Warping for the 96. I believe he caught the rear end of Childress just ahead of him. Yeah, I'm trying to make a move, and I believe that just I believe the game just quantifying that as a bumper grab. Shot him sideways, and Gregory getting a little bit of damage. So for starting in the back, for not saying a lap time, he's already having a hindrance. William Gregory is. So pit lane open, everyone's gonna block down. Very easy to burn up your tires. So play it safe, get 4 fresh tires. We do have the number 21 of Steven Gibson starting and parking, just ensuring that he got enough points to clinch himself into the chase. We do have one staying out, that's Brandon Carter. Again, realistically, he can't point his way in, but he can still go for the ultimate prize of any given race, which is first place. There's going to be Hunt out of the pit lane first, then it's LaPrade and Lyle. Trying to figure out why. Gonna have to yell at Solos. Because 25 cars are listed, I just don't. Nice, he goofed up somewhere. Okay, I see it. He has 2 Jikushu no Mace, which isn't possible, so. Where is the 51? He's back here. Oh. If Salos were to listen to this, he could get the idea. I'm just expecting him to reset the order. He runs the life points as I just can't do it with a one-man show. Carter staying out as well as Rosadilla Cruz. They pick inside, outside respectively. And there are the ones to watch for as we get ready to restart on lap 7. As he's back down the pit lane. Just want to check the 49 real quick. Yeah, he did take 2, it's just a slow exit. So about to conclude caution period number 1. It's going to be Brandon Carter, who leads us to the green flag with Rosadilla Cruz. Both of them on worn tires. And it is Anson Hunt on the outside in the second row on 2 tires. The Prad on behind opted for 4 tires. Not the side we would like, but it should get cleaner from here on out. Keyword, maybe. I didn't say maybe, but it should. So into the restart zone, awaiting for the game to call the green flag. And there they go, back on the way. Both front row cars getting a good jump. And it ekes out a little bit more breathing room between themselves and the second row made up of the Pratt and Hunt. The Carter, who is Well, he's already gotten those bonus points for leading a lap, but he warps, forces the pad to back off. Rosa de la Cruz still outside. And here comes Hunt on those 2 tires, looking 3 wide. But he's gonna have to back out. And Carter is clear, and so is the Cruz. We land allowed on the outside for 3rd place. Followed by Clements. And that'll be Skylar Den, also working the way up. Trying to ensure those blind flags are cleared by the race admins. As because we are doing double file restarts via choose cone, the game has a hard-coded code that blind flags you for passing on the inside before the start-finish line on the restarts. For this league and many others, that is one of those instances where it's allowed. Check back here, William Gregory, after getting involved in a lap 1, or not lap 1, the first caution, worked his way up to 17th, not enough to stay within the top 10. And I missed the move for the lead as Carter gets sacked from it, So Carter trying to block 2 lanes at once, just wasn't able to do so. Trying to block Loud, then trying to go back up towards the 60. Just gets swallowed up 3 wide. There's only 2 lanes around here. The bottom and middle, I believe, are concrete, while the top side is asphalt. Or they could be the other way around. Unsure. But here comes LaPrade, making a move on the 60 for 2nd, but it's gonna go for the lead. Alexander Hunt on those 2 tires, not able to keep the number 3 behind him. And it's going to be Dunlap Rad back to the lead. And Carter once again in the middle is gonna wall the 92, and he's going to get into the wall. Steve Viola spinning. William Gregory collected again. He's 2 for 2 for the cautions he's been collected in. It's not that data 30 needs right now, and it's only lap 13 now. I was gonna say, if the 60 and 101 are able to keep up with the top 10, I'd say net win. Because they gained track position. Yeah, Carter on those old tires washes up. Clemens just ultimately gets walled. Get Viola spinning, which comes back down the track, collects Gregory. He goes for a spin. And keeps it off the wall, and no one hits him. Go on board with Gregory. See if I can get a seat. There's nothing he could do. He's entering close pits because those tires are flat. Couldn't make it back around the queue without being abnormally slow. So 2nd caution, at least Gregory will remain on lead lap, but he'll be tail end of the field. So everyone else will clock in this lap. And a little bit longer run, so I should see 4 tires for a majority of the field. I think that was Jolene who stopped What happened? The prep is at the pit lane. She blew up? What? So the 06 of Jolene Sims blew up apparently? Let's hear this. Yeah, when she tried going, the engine just killed itself. Really unfortunate. Like, out of all places to blow up an engine, the last place you would expect is in the pit lane. I unfortunately had that experience. So I know the pain that comes with that. Just really bizarre. So she'll join the garage along with Steven Gibson. Choose cone time to be LaPrade inside of Hunt. Did someone spin? Someone almost did. I think that was Negron. Can't be gas it up too much and got loose. So, concluding caution period number 2, going to be going green. Lap 17 of the scheduled 100 laps at the Charlotte Moore Speedway, the regular season finale for BPNR Division 1. It'll be LaPrade who leads us to the green flag, along with Alexander Hunt, and with Lana Lau and Skylar in row number 2, Rosa de la Cruz and Cole Rodriguez row 3. Back to my earlier point, the 60 and 101 staying out. This is a net gain for Rosa de la Cruz now. They're back on the same strategy as the rest of the field, and gains track position doing so. So pace car dives in. And we go into the V-Star zone. It should be the green flag, and here we go. Nearly 4 wide. Carl Rodriguez trying to make moves, same with Troxel in the number 1 car. A couple of them popping off the wall at turn 2. Very easy to get egregious on the restarts. It'll be LaPrade continuing to lead. Lana Lau tucks in 2nd. Hamza Hunt in 3rd. He also get a bit of a net gain. He started 3rd, so I wouldn't really call him much a net gain, but if he did the lap, then good on him. At least gets himself a couple more points to work with and help him claw into the top 10 in points. Skylar Den for the 3rd place. And outside, or inside rather. And now we're being side by side. And just behind those two are Rosa de la Cruz and Thomas Troxel for 5th place. Troxel with the cover on Rosa and trying to get the best entry into the corner. And as you see, with Alexander Hans being up here, 3rd place currently, he is 17 points above the cut line as we're about to conclude the first 5th of the race. Check in on Gregory. Battling for 16th against Joshua Clements. He got collected in both wrecks unfortunately, but doesn't seem to sustain race-ending damage. So he's lucky that he's still out there as he completes the pass on Clements. With Gregory starting in the back, he has to make his way forward. Unfortunately, we also lost Harry Crawford during that, but that puts the 30, I believe, was 14 points now. As it's currently updating. I have it on my phone, the live points. If it's not on screen in the stream, then I have it always open. Yeah, so a couple more updates later, and yep, number 30, 11 points outside as of now. Skyden up to third, and was a Hunt to second while we were discussing that. Got Troxel in the wall. Again, lose his speed and fall out to the top 5. Up next is Negron, but both of them are going to take advantage of lane allowance sliding upward in the middle of 3 and 4. Only, I believe, Troxel is going to benefit from this. Put him back into the top 5. And Skyler, only one out of this top 10. If they are alone, that side-by-side one, they're the only one opting to try that high side. So we went green, lap 17, and scheduled distance is 100 laps, so that is 84 laps. You could still make the 2-stop work. It's just a lot more lax, meaning you could get away with pushing just a bit more. But to complete 1/4 of the Honor the Fallen Coca-Cola 150, got last car up the road, and it'll be Delabred the first car to approach them. The Alexander Hunt trying to go for a lead, but hasn't been able to make that inside lane work. Skylar Den having to watch this battle from 3rd place. The Rosa de la Cruz in 4th. Thomas Troxel 5th. Dylan Negron in P6. Lane Lau in 7th. Cole Rodriguez in 8th. Got Daniel Rodriguez in 9th. And Talon Z in top 10. Only 2 DNFs, that being Jolene Sims with a engine failure, and Steven Gibson with a starting park. 2 additional cars are laps down, but we got side-by-side for the lead. It was close at the start-finish line. Now only Hunt knows if he was able to lead a lap, so if he hasn't been able to during the prior run, now is his best chance to do so. But to at least get that worry off the back of your mind. Get 1 lap led, and you get yourself, I believe, 2 points for that. Yeah. Just had to double check. Everyone going single file, realizing that the long run has pretty much kicked in, and going to be a matter of who saves tires the best. William Viola, 3 wins in a year, just made the move for 13th on Dragons. He's one of the best in the business. Oh, that's warping 02 of Roman Gonzalez. Phased into the 27, but surprisingly no wreck. No progress being made for Gregory. Up to 15th now. Only gained a couple spots since the last time we checked in on him. And looks for 14th, side by side with Dragons. And he's headed into this race above the cut line, but currently with Hunt being towards the top 10, he sits 13 points out. Oh, that's a wreck up the road. I think that was the one who spun, and unfortunately, there was a bit of confusion, but 27 also got collected. But look back on this at the next caution flag, if there is one. It really sucks for Viola. There's two Charlotte races where Viola, Viola was looking strong and then spun. And I want to say that was not exactly his fault. Like, there was smoke up the road. No one really thought about it until they got there. No one called it out. But yeah, after falling victim to that Friday, he once again witnesses it tonight. He's already locked in, so not much he would gain. But it would have been nice if he got... Actually, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because he can't get any playoff points, since wild cards doesn't get any playoff points to help their seeding. They're stuck at 2,000 points no matter what. But there was no caution call for that, surprisingly. Hence the confusion. Some people already started to back off. Everyone kept on chugging. They got Aziz trying to stay within the top 10 on points as he battles Rosa Cruz, but should be 9th place, I think. Check the line, find out. Yes, it is. And the 49 is under pressure. You just think about it. It is looking so far after 35 laps a career day for Alexander Hunt. Got a great qualifying position, stayed within the top 10 so far after 35 laps, and currently as it stands is 11 points above the cut line, or actually it's currently being updated, so let's get back to that. Okay, yeah, it is still 11 points in Hunt's favor over Gregory for 10th place in the points. The final position and points that can get their way into the chase. At some point, however, oh, there's a spin in the back, and that'd be Rosa Cruz. Inside wall, hard. It's going to be a single car, and they're on the apron. So no caution for that. Adri. But back to my point. At some point, Gregory is gonna gain more points by just overtaking people. He's currently 12th as he's now under pressure from Zach Armstrong. But if Gregory finds himself back in the top 10, which right now, well, he was 9 points out as he sat in 12th, but Zach just made a move on him. But if Gregory moves up, he could point his way back in, so that will force Alexander Hunt to potentially overtake LaPrade to get the race win and just battle for the wild card. He is ahead of points of Bedimlik, who currently holds that wild card spot. Bedimlik isn't here, so anyone who's ahead of him in points and has a race win who isn't in the top 10 can steal his wildcard spot away. Oh, that looked like a bad merge for Cruz. I don't know what that's about. Brandon Carter letting everyone go. And he's going to get back down to pit lane, actually. Got 10 laps until the halfway. Those where points are distributed. I saw a spin back there. And I believe the 78 of Dragons still kept it straight. I believe that's rear end damage. Doesn't look like it somehow. But no caution for the halfway. We continue as is. And top 5 in points get points towards the championship, which Alexander Hunt desperately needs. And sits second place, so he would get 12 points. Currently he sits 10 above the cut line now, so that'll be 22 points, assuming nothing else changes in the 49 car's favor. But the number 99, Elena Lau, trying to put pressure on him, take away that second place spot. One making moves right now is the 60 of Rosa Cruz. They pitted after their spin and is tearing through the field, and especially with his leaders. Another car working their way up the field who's actually on the lead lap, Joshua Clements. Saw him back in a low point of 18th, but now just put himself 8th place this most recent lap. So leaders are going to stay on the inside knowing they can't defend against the 60, no point to. And they'll let them go. Hunt's looked to make a move, but couldn't find the space to do so. And it's going to be an advantage towards Lanalao, who I believe brushed the wall just there, but gonna make a move for second. Got a better run on the back straightaway. And he's got open air on the top side. And D-Dot joined the party. Didn't really notice him. He was just in the top 10 for most of this. Now it's up to 4th, looking to take away 3rd from Hunt. And Cole Rodriguez also too, so the 49's falling off a cliff here in these final laps of the half as Lanalao goes by for lead. But this is the pit window actually, so I see the 14 call into game chat that he's pitting, so this is the pit window to make the 2-stop work. But the laps were given during this most recent caution. But those lost 2 positions for Hans, he loses 6 points. He's got to fend off against Cole Rodriguez and even Joshua Clements to solidify those 6 points. At worst, he could not have any points out of this, but his high points was gaining 12 points if he were to stay in second. Check on pit road. Dragons coming in. Has a blown tire. Down Troxel. Excuse me. Troxel trying to get a raceman to steal a wild card. William Gregory looking down on points. And he's in the pit lane now, trying to maybe take any kind of gain towards Hunt, whether it be directly or indirectly. Coming to what will be the final lap of the halfway. Again, no caution. Numerous cars in the pit lane. It's going to be side by side, first, second. As Daniel Rodriguez on the inside of Don LaPrade. LaPrade has led the most laps so far. And he's going to lose that position. Here comes Alexander Hunt. He's going to want those stage points. And there he goes up the third. Well, the 3 try crossover. He's looking very slow, but nope, he's going down the pit lane. Same with Cole Rodriguez. So, Alexander Hans gets 9 points to his tally. It'll be D-Dog second to Landon Lau. Trying to find 4th place on this. I believe that coin of this is Shinome. Again, trying to look through it as pit stops are ongoing. It scores a Pren in 5th and Shinome in 4th. So those are in an awkward order. Your top 5 for the stage. Oh, caution! Caution in the middle of pit stops. And just as the halfway concludes, we get a caution anyway. So what happened? I saw the 65 slow. Uh, 27 Viola caught him in a hurry, and D-Don was trying to pit there. And 27 just runs him over. And the 65 did call in. So, what could have happened is the 27 didn't know specifically that the 65 was coming in, that because the chat can clog up, especially when there's so many people pitting at the same lap. So, good chance the chat clogged up. And that, unfortunately, blindsided the 27 of William Viola, putting us under our 3rd caution flag of the night. So we got numerous lap cars. Gonna check. 8 of them are on a lead lap and are within a queue. But technically 14 total cars on the lead lap. They're just on the tail end. It got awkward positioning with the pace car. But it was the 51 and 65 who were leading the field at 1-2. But but those two pitting, that definitely saved Gregory, put him back in the lead lap. And I mean, Bike are gonna be under caution for a while to get the order correct. So I want to see if they pit this lap. All those lap cars, including those on tail end of the lead lap going down the pit lane. I was expecting the lead lap cars to come in, since I don't think I ever saw them. Let me check actually. So at least with Lyle did. Um, and that's the same lap the pace car ran out, so Lyle got lucky with the timing of the yellow, hence why he will now be scored as the race leader. So while this confusion on goes, gonna take a look at the Turkey timeline. Get us caught up with the first half of the race now concluded. Oh, that's why Gibson retired early. He got a shot from Gregory into Cruz into Gibson. So with rear end damage on lap 1, a 21 pulls it in. And a neck collision for TJ Weeding. And the first caution, McGarry's also warping, gets bumper grab by Carl Childress. And Gregory nowhere to go, having an uphill battle all race long. Kinda is in by here. Lap 12. Caution number 2. Carter and a 101 car on old tires, sandwiches. Clements. Viola spins trying to avoid and clips number 30. And the 30 car already with a tough start to this race in the opening 15 laps. TG waiting with a skill issue of a lifetime under caution. Now this one I want to look at, because there's no caution for this. He spins out on his own. Now, how does Viola spin from this? So he's side by side with Shionome. Oh, he bounced off the wall and came down into Viola. That's just an unfortunate mistake on Shionome's part. And that put the 27 in a bad spot. 2 separate incidents in technicality. And the 81 was also told to park. Number 60 spins. Rosado Cruz, only single car. At 41, 78 wasn't clear if Shionome gets him self-spun and pancakes the turn 1 wall, able to keep going. Almost there. Oh, that's a blown tire for Dragons. Unfortunately, Crawford nowhere to go. He was already on the outside. And this, the most recent caution, one we're currently under. Viola, but probably check clock, didn't know the 65 was pitting. 3-car accident, also including McElreath. And we are caught up. I might be a bit sick, I don't know. I'm gonna start with the pain actually, it's getting die down. So, 3 cautions. About to go green, lap 57 of the scheduled 100. After a pretty messy caution period in terms of scoring people, it will be lane allowed. Having control of the restart, Alexander Hunt second, Cole Rodriguez and Zach Armstrong. No. Cole Rodriguez and LaPrade row 2 with Armstrong and Den row 3. We are set to go greens, going to be 44 to go. And there you go. Hunt actually gets a better jump. May have jumped the start given how late the green came out, but that's up for them to decide. Oh, the prank gets turned in front of field. And that'll be a big one down the back straightaway. Got Gregory collected again. He's got really bad rear end damage. That would hinder his chances in the points. Shionome, got Clements, Roman Gonzalez, Zach Armstrong. But this definitely shakes up everything in the regular season finale. And what will be caution number 4? LaPrade dives down to maybe get the 49 as he was anticipating him to get to the wall. Unfortunately clears himself in front of Cole Rodriguez. And that triggered a big one. Gonna go on board this Cole here. Maybe get a better idea. Oh, it's a mix of both. Like, Cole was signing up while LaPrade was coming down. It's like two cars going for the same real estate. I want to see from the 77 is on board the subsequent wrecks that came from it. But it's just hard leg into the wall, nowhere he could have done. Colrad. I already went on board with them, but get a different look here. Oh, he gets hit by Gonzalez, popping him in the air. Got there with relatively clean damage, like nothing too diabolical. We missed pits, so take a look at that. 3 cars, I believe, stayed out. That being Dragons, Brandon Carter, and Rosa de la Cruz. Got a couple few people taking right sides only. That'll be scoured in, winning off the pit lane with Tyler Aziz and Daniel Rodriguez. And for those taking 4, it'll be Lana Lau, Amzer Hunt, and Thomas Troxel. And Dragons to back down the pit lane, so not back down. He stayed out the first time, so I didn't get a memo. Brandon Carter also joins that list, so that leaves Rosa de la Cruz, the only one of those 3 to commit. Okay, I need to turn the fan back on. What the hell? I don't get it. My room is either super hot or super cold. Nothing in between. I don't get it. Well, after that craziness, that is this caution, points are being updated right now. Give us a couple seconds. So, it is the top 9 who are comfortably clinched into the chase. So that leaves only 10 places up for grabs. Still Amzer Hunt 12 points ahead of William Gregory, the number 30, with significant damage from that big crash down the backstretch. Man, oh man. Really good day for the 49, and his chances of making a chase have played into his favor. Just the 30 hasn't been able to stay out of trouble. And didn't get to set a qualifying lap either, so that really put him on an uphill battle since the beginning. So we're set to go green. It'll be 39 laps to go. It's going to be Rosa de la Cruz staying out after using only 1 lap of tire to lead us to the restart. Scoured in on the front row along with Aziz and Daniel Rodriguez. They're on 2 tires. They allow trucks over 3. Everyone behind them, including them, are on fresh 4 tires. I good tire strategies. We'll see how these play out. Back green. Scarlet did not get going in number 13. Gonna get a push from D-Dog. 13 is gonna slide up, allowing Tala Aziz to move into second. Gonna make a move for the lead. He's on the apron. Nearly. But he gets his nose underneath. Trying to get top 10 in points, so he doesn't have to use his wild card. Won't be able to lead this lap, but for sure, he should get a lap lead, help his chances. 59 above the cut line, so no pressure from him. They remain side by side. Rosa de la Cruz with the speed on the outside. But it shall not matter in 3 and 4. Aziz to the point. And LeBron, after being spun, he's still within the top 10. Likely just had to get 4 new tires, and he is making them work. Yeah, 39 laps of racing, including the first few we've just completed. I don't recommend staying out. You're better off just pushing and splitting in half. So roughly 20 to go is when we expect these drivers to come back down the pit lane. Get 4 tires, finish off the race. As a Hunt, I believe there's the lowest I've seen him all race. 8th place. Which is still really good. Really good, in fact. But with that, he has also fallen out of the... Actually, no, still I think. Not out of the top 10 yet, but he's got only 6 points to his credit. At least compared to William Gregory. Oh, that's loose for the 60. And he's going to get the wall. And there's all that track position. He stayed out on those worn tires and is paying the price for it. Shanks for second. William Viola against Lana Lau. Viola trying to get win number 4 this season. Already has that wild card. And he will get second place. So the top 2, Aziz and William Viola, they faced off each other before, and unfortunately got into a tangle Sunday night. And suppose it's round 2 against 24, or 2014 rather, and 27. Hopefully it results in a more cleaner battle than what took place at North Wilkesboro. Here comes Viola, pouncing on Tala Aziz. And Viola's going to lead this lap. Meanwhile, third on back, single file. Being led by Lana Lau. Tom Troxel is up here. He's one of those drivers where he needs to win to get into the chase. Skyler then just behind him, also in that situation. As a Hunt trying to point his way in, sits 13 above the cut line as he stands at 6th place. And actually gets 5th place across the line, but he's not happy with that. He wants every points he can get. Only car to drive up top, and he's at this top 5. And trying to get speed on the outside, which is actually working out for him. going against the wall at entry, I believe, so opens up the door for Skylar then to retake that top 5 position. Where is Gregory even? He's back here in 19th. Oh, that's still up. I'll just wait till that's up. Over. That's that chase kind of thing is automated, so I don't have control over that. But these cards, I do have control whenever I want to pop them up. And yeah, really, Gregory, I keep saying it, it's just been an uphill battle, and now actually clutching in, so with nothing else to lose, at number 30, as far down as he may have been throughout the race, he's gonna try to gamble and try to make it to the end without another pit stop. And we'll see how that works out. He's amongst the draft, but slowly losing time. Troxel, meanwhile, moves up to second. Aziz falls to third. I might be a bit sick, I don't know. My apologies. We're going to conclude the 3/4 mark of the scheduled 100 laps. William Viola at the lead, Thomas Troxel P2, Tyler Aziz in third, who is getting a challenge from Lanelao on the outside. But if that doesn't work, here comes Alexander Hunt in 5th place. Going to be LaPrade in 6th, Skyden in 7th, Daniel Rodriguez in 8th, July Hollow in 9th. I haven't mentioned him all day. And Clements just got by Carl Childress for the top 10. So that is 3 retirements. TG Waiting got parked. Jolene Sins with an engine failure. And Steven Gibson with a lap run crash. And those are the only 3 DNFs. The other 22 still on track and on the lead lap. Well, I mentioned the potential strategies. More common one, which is the one stop down the middle. We're within that pit window, so we expect pit stops real soon. Hunt's really wide. He's in the wall. Going to maybe lose 4th to Lyle. He remains side by side. The pressure is getting to the 49. He has 19 points, but anything can happen. If he gets a black flag, he needs to at least finish the race in the least amount of time possible, even if he doesn't win. And that pressure is getting to him as we approach green flag pit stops. Viola, I believe, is going to be the first to come in. And 14, 3, 1, all falling. Oh, never mind, we got a caution. Multi-car wreck, Dragons, and Rosa de la Cruz. If the caution came out a little bit later, those 4 who were coming in would have benefited massively. Sixty turned up on Dragons? Really bizarre. Shinomi with a duck to the apron. Might be better. Maybe this cam? I don't know. Yeah, 60 may have gotten loose. And just went back up to track. If my mouse wants to work, we'll go on board with Shinome directly behind them. Huh? Okay. I didn't know about that. I think my internet went out. What happened? Well, I do apologize. I'll try to get back into server as soon as I can. Okay, I'm gonna... Yeah, just random Wi-Fi moments, unfortunately. Get back in the server as soon as I can. Set everything back up. Yeah, I do apologize. That's just... I got no warning from that. Right? So... From this, I won't be able to see the pit stops. So under caution number 5 at the Charlotte Moore Speedway, technical difficulties. Within the closing laps here, I should be ready to go now. That's the wrong screen. That's a whole lot of stuff. Okay, I think lap count broke. Oh well, we'll just... I do have a backup one, thankfully, so... Now, this thing I might just pulled up normally for only double-digit lap count. Alright, we're back. After that little mishap. Goes Troxel at the lead. Into the choose cone. And it's Aziz P2, Lanilao third, Laprine in fourth. D-Dog in fifth, Skylarden in sixth. Clements P7, Hunt in eighth, Jelani Hollow ninth, and Carl Childress 10th. Yeah, 22 cars still on track, so and missing DNFs or anything. So it's going to be 17 laps to go. He scheduled 100 laps are on the brink. So, as it stands, only 2 points separate the 49 and the 30. So they're going to be in a tight battle. I'll try my best to keep with them. But, of course, while that battle's going on, we got Thomas Troxel leading us to the green. He needs to win to get into the chase. He's got Tyler East is outside, then is Lyle and the Pride in row 2 into the restart zone. We're back green. Troxel gets clear. C13 maybe scraping the wall. Hunt's gonna gain these positions to put as much of a cushion he can to the 30 once more. A little wobbly. Eric Crawford, he's also warping, forcing Cole Rodriguez to make it 3 wide in the middle. This is for 11th. Oh, the number 30 hits the apron. Stuck 3 wide with Viola, and Miguel raced for 14th. And 96 gets that spot. 49 hasn't made progress, but for his age, number 30 is slipping back. Got one that bad that being Viola. As if he was already wrecked enough here at Charlotte Moore Speedway. Get him out side by side still. Amazon Hunt makes up a position. And just hoping that things look upward for the number 49. And it continues like that as he gets by D-Dog for 6th place. Gregory, where is he even? If I can find him. He's back here at 14, so he hasn't gained anything since the restart. He comes Skylar in for, that might be 4th? 5th. That's for 5th. Alright, 13 to go. Still, anything can happen. Don't have any more pit stops. So, although I like to suggest that these, you can't necessarily go flat out. You still got a little bit of tire saving to do. Just set yourself up for those final laps. Hunt still in 5th, and Lana Lau moves up to 6th on Skylar Den. Viola down to pit lane once more. Talazzi's at the lead. We saw the exchange, or we saw it got exchanged, but didn't necessarily see how it happened. As everyone looks to be single file now, so we can probably take a look at how that transpired. I had the right lap, I'm dumb. Now on the outside through 1 and gets to the inside. Down the back straightaway and makes it sick. To 4th is Hunt. Someone back here, someone up here, fell out. I don't know what happened to them. They trying to see how that happened. And I got bother actually. I keep looking back too much. Oh, one the wall. That's Skylar Den. He's gonna get into Jelani. Oh. And that'll be caution. And this is a late shootout essentially. As if we're not done wrecking up race cars. They prove us wrong. And 13 gets loose, overcorrected, shoots back down the track, clips at 65, but then 19, not so fortunate. And 19 with a great save. We'll actually check his cockpit for this one. On the brake, on the brake. Get it corrected, no one else hits him. And at worst, he needs 4 fresh tires. So, under caution, it is 7 points towards Alexander Hunt for 10th place in the point standings, the final spot on points to get into the chase. D-Dog stays out, and he's gonna gamble. I believe he's the only one to stay out. I expect a few people to take 2 tires, but we're within the closing stages of this race. Not a lot of laps left. Going green at very minimum with 6 to go. No, 5 to go. Number 3 took 2, so did the 49. They're gonna lead the pit lane. The 49 and 30 respectively. Cole Rodriguez, 3rd out of the pit lane. And there's a wreck in the pit lane. Also, that being Carl Childress. So he leads, and it'll be nearly 4 wide. 3 wide rather, so. That was Carter trying to get by Jelani, and yeah, just one of those situations where it's just tough luck. People trying to flock over to the right side and didn't see that the 8 was coming. It's going to be choose cone. That was 2 points in William Gregory's favor as they head to choose cone. Going to be a 5-lap shootout. D-Dog stays out. 49 the first car on 2 tires. And this restart is going to be crucial, especially crucial for Hunt. And he has the clean air on the outside. If this you need to get by Cole or Daniel Rodriguez rather as soon as possible. And maybe the Gregory machine could be stuck in a sandwich with the Rodriguez's. And we got Aziz and Troxel just behind them in row 3. They're looking to pounce. I believe they took 4 tires. I know LaPrade did at very minimum. Five laps of the scheduled 100 left in the books. Or the pace car can go out again. So it'll be 4 laps. So less laps to work with, but that does mean colder tires. Doesn't really help D-Dog in this case, he stayed out. Okay, never mind, they opted to go to the end of 101 instead of the 100. Still guaranteeing us 5 laps to the checker flag. And even if we get a caution flag this late, can still utilize the other 4 laps for overtime. So, pace car heads in. It's going to be 5 laps. to the checker flag. And now it is the conclusion of lap 101. It'll be Daniel Rodriguez on worn tires up against Alexander Hunt on 2 tires. Then also on 2 tires, row 2, William Gregory and Cole Rodriguez, number 30 versus 49 for the final points chase spot. Into the restart zone. We are on the way. The 65 wheel spins. So does the 91. He gets punted by Thomas Troxel, but he keeps it straight. Most of the Cruz doesn't. Joe Lyon goes around, and that's going to be a caution. The madness on these closing laps here. Well, first check with Cole Rodriguez here on this restart. In first gear, 49 doesn't necessarily get going either. And just unfortunate stack up. I saw, well, you probably didn't see it. I'll go back to it. Most of the crews just weight shifted wrong incorrectly and spins by themselves. But the big calamity was started with Jolene Howell. Gets bumper grabbed by Brandon Carter ahead of him into Colrad, and around he went. See when they're gonna see, I think I know where to go. So, pit lane's open. It's the final caution period. No matter what. As we are going into overtime. Zach Armstrong, the first to bite. Not left takers. Cole Rodriguez, he got collected in a squabble. Wheeling Viola. Mostly those who got involved in the wreck. So, 2 laps ahead of us. And this is the only attempt of overtime. Once it goes green, it is all for the marbles. The gap's still 2 points in William Gregory's favor, but he is likely going to join the same row as Arizona Hunt, so this is the battle to watch out for in terms of who makes the top 10 in points. But D-Dog, he's already comfortably into the chase. Aziz has his wild card to fall back on. Thomas Troxel, listed 18th in the points. He needs to win to get that wild card. And those are your top 5. It shall be Juice Cone for the final time in the Coca-Cola 150 BPNR regular season finale. Now Gregory, seeing the 49 choose outside, he's doing the opposite, choosing inside, lying up behind race leader Daniel Rodriguez. When I'm a bit anxious, I'm totally expecting a wreck, especially if it involves the cars in row 2. Which is anything can happen. It's the final 2 laps of the regular season. It's going to be a conclusion. Lap 102, the official race end. No more cautions from here on out. It'll be Daniel Rodriguez and Talaziz on the front row. The battle for 10 points. Gregory and Hunt, row 2. Troxel and LaPrade, row 3. And Lyle and Roman Gonzalez, row 4. Crawford and Clements, row 5. Got 3 miles going over the pass scheduled distance. We are back green. Oh, the 49 gets a slow start. Troxel with a bang. The 49 gets it to the wall. He wrecks. There's a big wreck. And shades of Ivar. The 49 chase hopes are likely over. And all that, Salah Aziz gets the better of Daniel Rodriguez on the restart. He'll take the white flag. Assuming there's no strangling cars still out there shooting him when he's trying to get off the track. But we have taken the white flag. He won in dramatic fashion, set himself up perfectly to win at the Brickyard. He's already in the chase, but wants more playoff points. Troxel sends it in. He's gonna get into the wall. It would not be enough. Tyler Aziz out of turn 4. He's going to win the Coca-Cola 150. Career win number 2 for the number 14. Whole lot of madness, whole lot of chaos. But Tyler Aziz didn't lead a whole lot of laps tonight, but he led the 2 that mattered. And you see it on the graphic with that heavy wreck at turn 1. Alexander Hunt, unfortunately, was the victim. He is out. It is still celebrations for someone at least. As much as it sucks for Hunt, Tyler Aziz burns it down. When he set himself up perfectly throughout the race, got the best advantage he could have asked for. Man, what a finish. Take a look at it. Try to look back at. Just get a better look at it through here, actually. Yeah, see, didn't get a good launch out of the line, and we'll check back on the wreck. And yeah, D-Dog on those old tires just could not hold the bottom. Tyler Z sails through on the outside. And we might as well. I see a couple people already in the waiting room. Check with the 49. It just really sucks for him. If 99 comes up, and just mayhem from there. And that wasn't enough. He gets a whole pile of cars on top of him. And on the opposite end, William Gregory was able to survive that carnage. He was ahead of it. May have got bamboozled by Troxel to lose 3rd place, but he still outpointed Alexander Hunt. Well, that was a whole mess. Let me check, actually. Well, the order's messed up. I think. I don't know. Me. Like, I'm tired. Talazi is your race winner, and it is Troxel P2. Let me rewind a little bit, or move forward actually. Skyden in third, Delapred fourth. I don't think that's right. Yeah, this ain't right. Gotta love people. Aziz your winner, Troxel second, Lapred third, Van Gregory fourth, and is Daniel Rodriguez fifth, Dragons in sixth, Cam McGarry seventh, Cole Rodriguez eighth, Zach Armstrong ninth, and Carl Childress in the top 10. Skyden 11th, and it is William Viola 12th, Jelani Howell 13th, Lane Lyle 14th, Rosabella Cruz 15th, Dylan Grant 16th, Joshua Clemens 17th, Arizona Hunt 18th, Brandon Carter 19th, and Roman Gonzalez in the top 20. Jukusho Nome 21st, Gary Crawford 22nd, and then 81, TG Weeding 23rd, Jolene Sims 24th, and Steven Gibson 25th, completing the 25 car grid. Well, before I bear myself down even further, I'll bring in our first interviewee. That being essentially, yeah, we'll start with the race winner. I was gonna do it the other way around.
User was moved to your channel.
Tyler Aziz, do you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
You're really quiet. Hold on.
Oh, my mic's acting up again.
Try again.
Alright, you got me now?
Well, you just embrace the chaos. You got the better of LaPrade at Indianapolis, and now you got the better of majority of the field with your perfect positioning for the overtime restart. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, I was not expecting like at all to be up front there. This track has usually been like quite inconsistent for me. I could sometimes run up in like barely in the top 5 here, and other times I just struggle with the tire management on this track. Especially because I messed up my qualifying and started 15th, which I know this track is a tire eater, so obviously, you know, it would not matter as much, but I didn't expect to put myself up there until like that big wreck happened that took out half the field and put me in that position.
Well, second win of the season, and that actually boosts your seeding. Now you're fourth place, only, I mean, look, 19 points behind Donna Pratt as the resets occurs. How do you tackle the chase races?
Just take it one race at a time. First race is Michigan, and that's the track I'm historically getting better at. The goal for the first 2 races though is just to survive as well, because Michigan is races like a plate track. At least a version BPNR goes to, and then obviously there's Talladega the week after. Watkins Glen, USA, and Phoenix are tracks I've been better at in the past, so I think for sure I could put myself in championship contention if I just survive the first 2 races of the chase.
Well, congratulations on your second win this season. I wish you good luck in the season 8 chase.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, we got one more on me.
User was moved to your channel.
Thomas Troxel, do you got me?
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't. I told them I was gonna. I told everybody in that VC I was gonna come do my interview like fake crying, because I honestly don't believe that me winning that race would have gotten me into the chase. But like if it did, I have every right to cry about it.
Well, even if it wouldn't get you into the chase, you came so close. You were probably another lap or 2 away from getting to that 14 car. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't qualify well. I really didn't get too much practice in there because we were wrecking a bunch, and then just kind of had the strategy play out into my hand. Thankfully, you can gain a lot of spots on that track without by pushing, but not really killing your tires that much. tire at the very pretty forgiving for that, but it would still fall off later in the run, and it happened in the first run, and then took the pit stop. Got put a lap down with Tall. Me and Tall were basically having the same race that entire time, and then kind of just drove it around the top 5. Got into second with Viola. Viola was sped. I did get the lead, but I didn't take the high side. I kind of made a bunch of really bad choose decisions during the race. Probably could have played my cards a little bit better, but no, it was good. Really wish on that second to last restart that the 49 and the 91 could have gotten going, because it probably would have saved me from having Tala pass us 3 wide to get in second place. And I did the same thing the next restart, but by then it was too late. I just couldn't get their draft, and they kind of got away there at the end of the race. But like I can definitely be upset that I didn't win the race, but I really can't be upset with how I finished and how that race went. That's probably the cleanest race I've had in a really long time in any league. And coming home in second after having a pretty good race like that is honestly, I'm happy. We should have the points lead in the constructors, but it really does suck because I had to miss a couple races unfortunately, and that just kind of took me out of chase contention. But that one probably would have put me in the spot to where I would have made the chase. I like I said, I have no idea if I would have made the chase or not based on winning, but no, at least not yet. But thankfully, I was able to get a good finish, get some good momentum going into the first chase race, which I think is Michigan, but I could be completely wrong. I'm actually going to check this. Okay, yeah, Michigan, which I was pretty good there last season, but I imagine that's probably not going to stay the same because, knowing me, I'm probably just going to self-spin and we'll go green the rest of the race. But yeah, no, it was good. It was a good race, good fun race. Had lots of fun battles with a lot of people. Just kind of wish we came home with the victory there. That probably would have helped us a lot in the points and would have been really good for would have been a really good boost of confidence for the team and for myself. But hey, if there's one silver lining I can take away from this, Tala raced in my sponsor and won. So anybody out there that's not already subscribed to Trucks Nation on Truth Social, X, any other right-wing media platform, I go ahead and get on there. I put that out there. I'm not right-wing. I'm making a joke, but just put Trucks Nation on your cars. Support Seven Hills Auto Sport. We're the most ethical team in auto racing. But yeah, it was good day. Good, very, very good day. Just kind of wish we would have gotten the win there, but the cards didn't fall our way. But you'll have that happen sometimes.
Well, how long do you think you probably win? I don't know, but congratulations on your runner-up finish here at Charlotte. Sucks you didn't make the chase, but there's still always the constructors' points. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no, of course. Thank you for having us. Me.
User was moved out of your channel.
I mean,
User
I
joined
fucked
your
up.
channel.
I need to come back and say I fucked up. I didn't mean us. I meant me. Okay, I'll leave now. Thank you again.
User disconnected from your channel.
alright, I'm about to say I didn't mean to drag him out that early. Before I forget, I do want to showcase this because I just made it today actually. The seating stuff has been likely classified and finalized. I can't speak now, but this is finalized hopefully. So Dun & Prad needs the 12 chase drivers and will get the best advantage heading into Michigan in 2 weeks' time. And going to be second place for Joshua Clements, tied for third, Cole Rodriguez and Tyler Aziz. Daniel Lau, who will join us shortly, fifth, tied with Jolene. D-Dog, who's also upon us, got seventh, tied with Gibson, who's starting parts Crawford, and ninth. 202, Wayne Gregory, the final driver to points weigh in, gets 1 player points. And the 2 wild cards of Viola and Badimlik get no aid as the 2 final seeds for the 12-man playoffs for the BPNR Cup. That's just something rather showcase. I was gonna do a bit earlier, but Now for a couple more interviewees, we start with D-Dog.
User was moved to your channel.
D-Dog, do you got me?
Yo, what's good?
Handy dandy. Well, you went gambling, much like yesterday's cars race, but didn't work out in your favor. Talk us through the craziness that was the overtime.
Oh man, you say it didn't work, but I will say I'm gonna say this. I actually think it was pretty good because if you look at how it resulted, there was a big ass wreck on the final restart, and you know where I was in the front, so I basically avoided it, and I was guaranteed a top five. It went those stage points. I mean, I was pretty sad. So, like, it sucks. It sucks that I couldn't win, but I think with the circumstances, I'll take it.
Well, you go into the chase 7th seed, having to gain 24 points on the points leader, Dunlop Brad. 5 chase races ahead of us. Tyler wants to take it one race at a time. What's your strategy heading into the races?
Well, real quick, let me quickly check the schedule. I think I have it here, just for reference. Oh yeah, Michigan. Oh, Michigan, Talladega, the first two chase races. Ooh, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be eating good. I'm gonna be so happy if I get really good finishes and stage points. That's the basically the gist of it. I need to get those stage points and a very good finish or a win, obviously, in those first races. Because then we got Watkins Glen. Now, luckily, Watkins Glen is like not like a very wacky road course. I mean, I think that's probably the better road course that I can run. So really depends. Then we got USA. Is USA like is that an intermediate? I'm not. I'm not confusing
From
another.
my recollection,
Or a short track.
short track take Martinsville, but banked. That's basically what it is.
All right. Well, that's going to be a wild card, and then we got Phoenix. It really all depends on how the 4 races go. But the first 2 races, ooh, I'm gonna love it so much. So, you can bet your bottom dollar the first 2 races, Michigan and Talladega, are going to be. You can expect me to be in the front or battling for like a top 10 or 5. So, yeah.
Well, we should expect good things from you for those 2 races. Congratulations on making the chase,
Thank you.
and I wish you luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you for broadcasting. You're always doing a good job with the broadcast and everything. So it's very much appreciated.
Yep, thank you.
Bye bye.
User was moved out of your channel.
Do you have one more? And it's Landon Lau.
User was moved to your channel.
Landon Lau, do you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you were in the thick of it for a long time, but then it all fell apart during overtime. Talk us through your race.
That's probably the best race I've ran this season. I mean, I'll just say that. I say Dover was near that maybe, but that was by far my best race. I don't know when the last time I won a halfway was either. So that 14th certainly feels like a jab, a huge jab in the chest. You know, I love this track like a lot. It's a really good track. The racing has been absolutely fantastic, and we had a few badly timed cautions. Actually, I think almost every caution was badly timed in some fashion. But you know, I put on this big event like Coke 150 or whatever, Charlotte, and end of the regular season. Had some of the best racing. Willie Gagg and Hunt, they were at it the whole time. They did great. And Alex Hunt, really put down the gap, and he was going to be in by a lot of points, and that last restart just took it all away from him.
Yeah,
I'm really disappointed, man.
Yeah, your comment about taking a jab to the chest in regards to your race, I say Alex Hunt just took a jab to the brain, man. Like,
Oh,
He
100%.
he was looking at a career day from what I've noticed, but he just got really unfortunate.
Yeah, I sympathize with Alex and really hard right now. I mean, I know we just come here and we're just having fun at a race, but man, he worked his butt off to get it to this point. He got so close, and he literally was going to be up by like 20 points or something, or 16 points. It was, but then he cautioned near the end, and then William Gregory just got lucky with his spot, and I think then he got wrecked. But then he came back because of the last caution or the last restart. So obviously, first thing I just gotta feel bad for him. Second of all, um, really just an awesome race. I mean, it definitely is hindered by the end. Trust me, it is 100% hindered by the end. I don't think it was that good, but overall, the racing was great. I got to see every bit of the front of the field and the battles for it, and every lane was used at any point of the race, and it made it all the more exciting. And Troxel at the end there, he had a shot to make it in. He was gonna pass Nicky if he had won, and that would have been the second wild card. That would have been huge. Didn't happen though. He just came up short in second. But the main thing I want to just talk about, the third thing, is obviously the final restart. That is probably that might go down as the worst final restart I have ever seen, and I've done over 800 NR races. That is the worst, unless you want to count like some AI race, but in this main NR leagues, that was the worst. I really, really, really cannot believe that any of that happened. I am beyond disappointed. Um, I'm not gonna just fully say it who it was that was at fault, because I'm not sure yet. But um, it was a little bit of a two-parter. But you know, I'm disappointed, and it's just really frustrating. I was behind the three, and we were on 4 tires. Everyone else was on 2. I had a really good restart the 4 and checked up the 3. I was gonna pass them both, and then I got loose from the 3, and all hell broke loose. I probably was gonna end up being 5th off 2, and probably was gonna have a run and fresh enough tires to run around the top and go for the win. So that hurts. I think that was a really good race for me, and I just got to talk about that because I mean, I haven't had a winning race here since season 5, unless you want to count the duel from the season. So that sucks. But overall, I'm just really just disappointed with this whole ending because this is the best. Arguably, this is bigger than Daytona. Um, I don't try to make it that way, but it is arguably bigger than Daytona. I mean, for racing wise, it's an oval. It's not like a super speedway oval, so it put on an amazing show, and it's my favorite track by far in this game. And just to see it that way sucks.
Well, one final question before you let you go. I believe you had a hand on making the schedule, so with you in the 5th seed in the chase, I've heard Tala wanting to take it one at a time. D-Dog is looking confident in the first 2 races. What's your take on the tracks selected?
That's a good question. Let's see. So we got Michigan, Dega, Glen, USA, and Phoenix. So when I was making the schedule, I was thinking about, what kind of short tracks can I add? I want to have a, decent and interesting finale, and I don't want to have Miami and Chicagoland. They're great, trust me. And I've considered having Charlotte as the finale, but I wouldn't do that. But I wanted something different, so I chose Phoenix. And it's not gonna be modern Phoenix. It's gonna be like revamped, like 2010. And I'm gonna try to make it night. I don't know if that exists, but I'll try to make it nighttime. And we got USA second last race, so I'm really happy with that. But for how it's gonna go for me, I don't know. I can probably get a top 5 at every race except for Talladega. That's always a toss up. I mean, you just know how it is. They'll be CTS physics. All of them are 120 miles and over. I don't know about the Watkins Glen race. I intentionally made it not 23, it's 37 laps, so that might be 125 kilometers. But yeah, I'm pretty confident. I think if there's a track that I can win at, um, for sure, could be Michigan. I finished there in season 6, or I finished second there in season 6, and didn't come in the best fashion, but I had winning pace. Pretty good at USA as well, so I'd pick those two. One more thing I do want to get to though before I do leave. People are probably gonna look at overtimes tonight after tonight like it's really bad, and it creates a negative impact for the racing product and the league overall, whatever. I don't know, something like that. I mean, I'm not against taking it away. It's just, it's like special to our league. We've had it since season 1. It's a Bass Pro Classic, and it always creates these crazy moments like these. Now, was I expecting us to all bundle it up into the first corner with 2 to go? No, I was not. That's not what I expect. That's ridiculous. This is a prestigious event and for the league, so of course I'm going to treat it, like it is. And just because I got a bad overtime doesn't mean I want to take it away. You can say the concept is stupid, and that's fine. We've had stupid moments. We've definitely had bad moments. Look at Darlington. Look at Riki. Even Dover. Dover was probably the worst one. Right next to this. So we've had our bad moments, but I want to advocate to keep it. If we ever have point on return, I'd probably just revise the whole point system overall, which is fine. But yeah, I just want to say regarding that, overtime is gonna probably stay. So, and obviously, thank you for broadcasting. That was a long race. Sols was at the results thing the whole time and helping officiate. So that was, I mean, that's fun. But
Well,
yeah.
well, just to put in my own 2 cents about overtime, the whole controversy about it has existed even when NASCAR first adopted it, so it's no surprise that BPNR gets that same hate. But this
Yeah.
is one of the few leagues where it's unique to have overtime, and I do like the concept. It may be messy at times, but it still provides us a good show as a fan, but maybe not as a driver, especially when that happens.
Yeah. I know it would get a little bit of flack, so it's all right. I mean, people like. I mean, tell me this. Like, you would, if you were at Daytona and there was an overtime that gave you a chance after like a 5-car accident with 4 to go. That sounds fun to me because it's 2-lap shootout. Everyone's gonna be going balls to the walls, and they're gonna try their heart out. Not every time it's gonna be a constant wreck on the last or first corner. So you know,
Well, when you look at an apple tree, there's always at least one bad apple.
for real.
Well, I shall let you go. Congratulations on. Where do you finish again?
14th, I believe. A very disappointing 14th, but yes, 14th. I think.
Well, you
I
still
will
put
see.
on a good show as a driver, and thank you as always for your officiating procedures during the races. Thank you for joining me.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
User disconnected from your channel.
And that's everyone. The stream's going on for 2 hours, so shall wrap up here. Tomorrow, BPNR returns to Charlotte for D2 action. They'll continue their season with the full season points format. They'll be streamed here at the usual. I did suggest Lyle to maybe push back the start time, but that's entirely up to him. So we'll see how that goes. Friday, Budweiser heads to Lime Rock for their road course action, also streamed here. Normal heads to Daytona for an all-star event, we're using some CCA summer shootout properties, so you get that sideways action the 1980s cars were doing back then, and what was an annual classic for the NR community. That will be on Cheese Food Media, unless Zach can't make it, of course. Then Saturday, it is Double Diga. OSCC leads the charge. That'll be 7:55. IFAR continues their chase from Talladega as well. They'll be covered on Cheese Food Media and shall be there no matter what. As for BPNR, we're taking an off week this upcoming week, so that leaves us with June to start the chase from Michigan International Speedway. That'll be streamed to you at the usual. So, well, despite my issues tonight on my end, technical difficulties and such, thank you as always for watching these. Really does help me get through these despite the issues. So tomorrow will be the next stream. So until then, thank you for watching and see you next time.